Good morning. You're listening to Slices of Wenatchee. We're excited to bring you a closer look at one of our top stories and other important happenings every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Today, meet Anton Zotov, a classically trained pianist now guiding the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra. Before we continue, have you joined Neighbor yet? If not, download the app today and join local conversations about issues that matter. Neighbor is a site just for our local community focused on facts, not misinformation. Best of all, it's free for everyone. To learn more, visit wenatcheeworld.com/NABUR. Now, our feature story. The Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra is entering its 79th season, with new leadership at the helm. Anton Zotov, a classically trained pianist and experienced arts administrator, has been named executive director. Born in Ukraine and trained in the U.S., Anton has performed internationally, founded a concert series in Vancouver, and served on the Portland Chamber of Orchestras board. Now, he's bringing that background to Wenatchee to grow audiences, expand programming, and prepare for the symphony's 80th anniversary. Today, the Wenatchee World's Jessica Drake sits down with Anton to hear more about his vision and the role of a regional orchestra in community life.
Welcome, Anton Zotov, the new executive director for the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra. I feel like people have been waiting your arrival, and now are you in the office working at the job already?
First of all, thank you for inviting. I'm glad to see you. Yes, I'm already in the office. It's actually only my third week in the office, so there's a lot of learning going on. I'm meeting with board members and some of the supporters of the orchestra. A lot to unpack here, but it's a great experience. I love it so far. Yeah.
Okay, well, very good. We're happy to have you in the Valley. Are you coming in? I've heard that last season was very successful for the symphony, came out with some profit and a lot of positive response. So what's the status of the organization as you're being welcomed into it?
Yes, we're in a very good position. I think I'm very glad that I came at this moment because there's like a success wave from a previous season, and it gives a chance to continue that wave moving forward. And we have a very exciting season ahead of us. New productions, some new musical pieces that will be introduced, and some exciting pop concerts and special events. So, last year gave a really good push in terms of finances and in terms of just overall success of music making. Mm-hmm. So I'm very much looking forward to this new season. I think it's going to be a successful season.
Look forward to it again. Well, this sort of doubles the capacity because now there's an executive director as well as Nicholas Kaoli, the artistic director. Mm-hmm. He's been, I think, wearing a lot of the hats around, and now is probably greatly relieved to have your
Nick is a man of many talents.
He is, and busy working around the state. But how do you look at that partnership between artistic and executive?
Well, I love it. I think it's a great way to move forward because obviously Nick has a lot of different things that he was doing in the past besides being a conductor and the artistic director. It's also very helpful for me because he understands some of the aspects of my job, and so and I understand his part of the job as well because I'm a musician and I was educated as a professional classical pianist, right? So I think we have a lot in common. We have common understanding of the goals and programmatic vision of the orchestra. I totally support his initiatives in terms of programming and music that he selects. I think that it's going to be a great partnership. We can do a lot of great things together. So I'll obviously going to be in charge of the administrative functions, making sure, everything is on time, on schedule, and also relationships building. Nick will be in charge of, as he was before, in charge of the program and music and the quality of the orchestra in general. But we will also collaborate together on some marketing initiatives and relationships building, etc. I think he's a good partner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask some questions to get to know you better. So have you worked with a nonprofit before? Do you have that scale of experience?
Yes, I did. Within the last 8 years, I've been involved in different roles. So I completed my doctorate degree in 2018 as a pianist, performing pianist. But over this 8 years, I've been teaching at the university. My nonprofit experience is connected with the classical concert series that I was running in Vancouver, Washington for a couple of years, mostly solo and chamber music. I was on board of the Portland Chamber Orchestra for a couple of years, specifically during the pandemic times, and a little bit after that. I'm still running a business in Vancouver, Washington, a mortgage business, surprisingly. I had to change some directions after the pandemic because it interrupted some of the usual activities that I have. And I was also an artist representative for a short while for a company based in Boston. So, but nonprofit experience mostly connected with the classical concert series and the Portland Chamber Orchestra.
So you've been in the Pacific Northwest a while in some different cities?
I would say 7-8 years.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I've been visiting for Pacific Northwest since 2012. So I have a long history of knowing about the place, and I fell in love with Pacific Northwest the first time I came to kind of Vancouver, Portland area. I was just amazed with nature. I'm a nature lover. I like hiking. Before that, most of the time I lived in Midwest and then in Florida. And the landscapes there are not as dynamic than here, because here you have everything. You know, I lived kind of closer to the ocean, so the ocean access was not a problem. Right here is where a little bit further. So, but everything is here. You can enjoy the deserts, you can enjoy forests, mountains, ocean, rivers, and it's all here. So it was I wanted to come here.
Great. So regional in the arts here. What are your career successes that prepare you most for the symphony? What can you look at and say, oh yes, that transfers? Or
I think it's a combination of things, kind of a blend of experiences as a professional musician, as person being involved with nonprofit organizations, my experience with building up concert series from the start, from the scratch, pretty much, and also being involved in business side of things. So I think this experience in being in different roles, also as an educator, this is my success story, I would call it that way, because it basically builds up my skills. It builds up my experiences and prepares for a job like this, to being a good communicator with musicians, understanding of the ins and outs of the actual production of the orchestra, and on the other side, understanding the businesses, sort of their needs, what they're looking for, their language. So it's a combination of all of that.
It's a strong combination. And one of my questions for you is if you're also a musician, which you've already spoken to, but often it's not a prerequisite to be administrator of a arts nonprofit that you have to practice that art. And yet you come with a very high level of education, and imagine you've played piano throughout your life and probably know all the composers and what drives that, or other people in the orchestra to commit to a lifetime of an instrument. You relate to that personally then? Yes.
I've spent a long time with music as a musician, as a soloist, as a member of the orchestra, also played with accompanying to choirs, to various instrumentalists. Yeah. So it's a long story, and it's quite deep, I would say. I started being interested in, particularly in administrative side of arts and music, back when I was studying in Chicago at DePaul University. At that time, I had a friend, and I still have, him as my friend. He introduced me. He's a sound engineer, and he had his own business as a producer of records. And he introduced me to pretty much the world of administration. It was back in 2015. So since then, I started being interested in that side of things in administration, and it gradually developed into actual projects, such as the concert series that I started back in 2018 in Vancouver, Washington. Parallel to being a musician, I started learning, getting experience as an administrator. And at some point I realized that the administrative side of things is, to an extent, as important as the artistic production. Because without the infrastructure, without the support, without the organization and planning, we would not have a chance to perform, and organizations would not have a chance to exist. So it's kind of equally important to have a balance between a strong artistic program and a strong administration. When those both, and strong support, of course, because we are nothing without the support. So when those three things are together, then there's a success.
In terms of support, you have a membership program at the symphony. I think it starts at like $50 for a family or individual.
Yeah, 35, even $35.
And as far as people want to be generous, there's different levels for that. What's your message to the people you're going to be meeting that says, here's why you should be a member of the symphony?
Impressed already with the amounts of support that the orchestra is getting through donors, individual donors, businesses, and community in general in Wenatchee. The previous year shows that. And yes, we do have various levels of sponsorships, and both for individual donors and for businesses. I cannot stress enough how important it is for our organization to have those foundations, support foundations coming from the community. We have a lot of volunteer musicians. We do have a lot of expenses, that are necessary to keep our work going and to organize concerts, to invite guest artists, to come up with interesting and engaging programming for the season. Without the support, as I said already, we're nothing. And because we're a regional, local organization, first of all, I was very impressed and surprised that Wenatchee and Central Washington has an orchestra like this here, because that was my discovery about a year ago. And also, we're a little bit isolated from big metropolitan areas, and I think it's a gem here in the valley. The organizations such as the Symphony Orchestra that brings the joy of music, educational initiatives, and cultural experiences to people of Wenatchee. So I would love to invite everyone to be a part of it. I would like to invite everyone to join us in these efforts to build engaging and successful program of the symphony. And we are looking at the 79th season, which is 25-26. But I also want to mention that the next season will be the 80th season of the orchestra. So this is a huge portion of the history of the valley that is connected with this organization. And it's very important for us to continue this going into the future. So I invite everyone to join us. We will be announcing season soon in August. And I would like to see people at the concerts, meet with them, and just enjoy the music together.
So a month until the season announcement, can you give us any teaser, any hint?
Sure.
Last year was very diverse in terms of bringing in like a rock band to work with the symphony and animation, and does that continue on?
We are continuing that trend this year as well. I very much enjoy that. I think that the orchestra should be diverse, not only classical, but also, chipping into different other genres. And Nick is great with his efforts to plan the programming. Yes, the first concert of the season will be the Classical Kids, the Tchaikovsky Discovers America. This is a program in collaboration with Classical Kids organization in Chicago. theatrical production together with music and orchestra. I think it will be extremely exciting to see all of that happening in September. We are producing 2 free concerts for public schools as well as a paid concert for general public. I would mention that this is not only for kids. This programming should be interesting for all ages, all groups. We have Star Wars concert, which I'm personally looking forward to hear and see because so I've never been to a Star Wars concert before. Imagine or not. Yes, I'm a fan. Exactly. I'm a fan of Star Wars. I've seen everything, but I never actually listened to a concert of Star Wars music. So this is going to be very exciting. That's in October. We also have a special collaboration with Pink Martini from Portland, Portland-based group, which has a very eclectic repertoire, pop, jazz, blues, vocals, and we will be accompanying that group in a concert. Yes, that's one of our special collaborations this year. We also have a couple of premieres. We have a local composer that we were playing his piece at one of the concerts, Glenn Kelly. He was a part of the orchestra in the past, and we are showcasing his piece this year. We also have a premiere of a Portland-based composer, Nancy Ives, which will be a world premiere happening here in Wenatchee. Yes, and together with all of that, our last concert will also feature Beethoven's 7th Symphony. So the program is...
What does music mean to classical music lovers?
It's important. It's big.
Yes.
It's exciting. It's big as one of the iconic works. And pretty much all of Beethoven's works are iconic, but several of those are more iconic than others, and 7th Symphony belongs to that range.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure Nick will be able to explain and give some insights more than I do. Next time we'll get here.
A great advance. We'll dive deeper into each of those concerts as they come up to let people know as much as they wish about everything. But thanks for meeting and giving us this picture of what lies ahead for the symphony with you.
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful for this invitation, for a chance to share with your audience.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Anton.
Sure, thank you.
That was the Wenatchee World's Jessica Drake with the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra's new executive director, Anton Zotov. For more on this story, head over to WenatcheeWorld.com. Are you passionate about the issues shaping North Central Washington? Then you won't want to miss the Wenatchee World Forum at Pybus. This monthly event brings together newsmakers and the community to dive into the topics that matter most. It's your chance to engage, ask questions, and be part of the conversation shaping our region's future. Have questions or need more info? Visit WenatcheeWorld.com/forum. Now, a few other stories you should know about. A new aroma is drifting through downtown as Mountainside Baking Company settles into the former Andel Sandwich Company spot at 600 Riverside Apartment Homes. At just 22 years old, owner Lindsay Corey has turned her love for croissants, sourdough, and brioche cinnamon rolls into a full-time storefront. After months of selling at farmers markets, she opened on July 25th, taking over the space and the kitchen equipment from the former owner. That head start saved on costs and let her focus on the menu. Now, Corey splits her time between the bakery and the Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market, where her treats have already built a loyal following. The Chelan County Regional Justice Center has turned away more than 250 booking requests since last summer. Most rejections involved misdemeanor warrants or Department of Corrections holds, often due to a shortage of female beds or detox space. The issue sits at the heart of Wenatchee's legal fight with the county over jail contract costs. While officials stress they don't refuse felony, DUI, or domestic violence arrests, both sides are now working under a court order to keep detainees housed while negotiating a new deal. A change in policy this month means agencies no longer have to call ahead for booking approval, thanks to upgraded medical sensors and around-the-clock nursing, though occasional limits could still happen. Firefighters are still battling the Pomus fire nearly 2 months after it began. Burning in steep, rocky terrain in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest, The lightning-sparked blaze has scorched about 3,500 acres and remains at 0% containment. The remote location means crews are relying on natural barriers and aerial support rather than direct attacks on the flames. Helicopters have been supplying crews and cooling hotspots, while road and trail closures continue in the Chihuahua River Valley. Officials expect the fire to keep smoldering into fall unless heavy rain or snow arrives. And for those thinking about a new home, our listing of the week offers a stunning option. The 4,400 square foot custom home at 315 Pugsley Place Northwest sits inside East Wenatchee's gated Legacy Landing, with private access to the Apple Capitol Recreation Loop Trail. Built in 2023, it features exposed beams, a limestone fireplace, quartz counters, a wet bar, and a French garden terrace. Listed at $999,900, it blends luxury with privacy. You can see the full listing and photo gallery at WenatcheeWorld.com. Thanks for listening. For more information on all the stories you heard today, visit us at WenatcheeWorld.com. The Wenatchee World has been engaging, informing, and inspiring North Central Washington communities since 1905. We encourage you to subscribe today to keep your heart and mind connected to what matters most in North Central Washington. Thanks for starting your morning with us, and don't forget to subscribe to Slices of Wenatchee wherever you listen to podcasts.